Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. This image totally changed how I think about time. Okay, maybe not just the image itself, but definitely the article that it's a part of, and so much so that I actually reference it as part of my own wedding speech.
You get roughly 100 blocks in a day if they're 50.
If you're new here, my name is Shane and I'm actually quite sick, so today's video is going to be super quick fire and you'll have to forgive me if I sound super nasally. But if you enjoyed today's video and you find it useful, I hope you'll consider subscribing. The original article is by one of my favourite authors, Tim Urban, on his website Wait But Why. Now, first of all, what a title, and if you've never heard of the website, I highly recommend you go and check it out. Now, I've taken his original theory and tweaked it slightly, but in any 24-hour period there is 1,440 minutes. And if you break that up into 15-minute blocks, you come out with roughly 100 of these blocks. Let's take this 5x5 Rubik's Cube as an example. Now, it actually has 125, but we'll just pretend it's 100. And that means that every 15 minutes I'm going to have to pop one of these blocks off and throw it away. So if I decide to snooze my alarm in the morning, that's one block gone. I decide to stay an extra 30 minutes in work, that's 2 blocks gone, and you get the idea. And when you look at it from that point of view, this doesn't seem like that little. But it's when you start building in all the commitments we have as adults where this number can start to dwindle pretty damn quickly. If I sleep for 8 hours a day and I go to work for 8 hours a day, well that's 64 gone straight away. Maybe I have an hour's commute, which is another 4, and all of a sudden this 100 turns into 32. And it starts to dwindle incredibly quickly. Sidestepping that for a second, I want you to think back to when you were a kid and you're standing in a shop with a handful of coins in your hand. You're looking at all the treats and snacks that are in front of you and you're trying to figure out how many of them you can afford. Now, I don't know about you, but I used to find that to be a little bit stressful because I was trying to prioritize and pick which ones were the best that I could get for the amount of money that I had. I started to look at which ones were the biggest bags, which ones had the most exotic flavors, and I was trying to really prioritize and pick what I was going to spend the last of my change on. Now, of course, sometimes I just got it wrong and I picked something that was absolutely horrible, but every single time I was in that situation, I stopped and took a few seconds to actually pick and decide what I was going to buy. But for some reason, we don't do the same with our time. We get into these passive routines and habits, throwing one block away every 15 minutes, wishing we had the time to do something different. Well, maybe you have had the time, or the blocks, but you've just not been spending them wisely enough. I'll leave you with a question. If I gave you 100 blocks today to spend over the next 24 hours, would you spend them any differently just because you had to give something physical away every 15 minutes? And if the answer to that question is yes, what is that telling you? That's this week's video, folks. Have a great week. Peace.